ADD.
Double check.
All right, yeah.
You know what helps with that? Veganism.
Yeah. My brain has been shit the past 3 months.
That's crazy.
But I lost the most weight I've ever lost in the past 3 months too. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, seriously. Since I met him, the transition has been real. It's crazy.
Shout out divorce.
I got work to do.
Hold on.
Hey, a dub is a dub, bro.
Yeah, you know.
A dub is a dub.
However
Like,
it came.
you're supposed to get fat. But she's supposed to get fine. I mean, hey,
You go to Harvard.
we both
You
gonna
get
flourish
it?
out here in these streets.
No,
Okay.
okay, I'm
But
ready.
yeah, so earlier you had mentioned that you were focusing on finding a community that in every basically avenue that you're in and your multifaceted ways. I know for me growing up, I didn't really have community, not outside of the house or inside of the house. It was a definitely a broken household for me. Would you say that you grew up with family and that's what caused you maybe search for it in other places?
Yeah, like my mom was very, like he's talking about my mom, I love my mom. She was very, very bullish about us having a strong family unit. And even when I was younger and didn't understand, I just did not get it when I was younger. But the relationship that me, my brother, and my sister have now is just like so organic and so connected that it's something that's only been nurtured over time. And like my mom facilitated all of that and made sure like if it's somebody like to the point I'm like fighting. Like physically fighting boys because my baby brother is talking about baby brother or whatever. And I'm just like, well, you can get these hands, bro. You can catch
It's a
these hands.
solution at this point.
All right, that's it. Period.
Yeah.
Like my sister and I, she's very much like me in like the outside world, but we're very different people. But like so we would go to punk shows and like at Walters and stuff, and so. And like one show at Fitzgerald's, this guy, we were in a mosh pit and he bumped her and stuff, and so it was just fighting time. Like, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Nice, yeah.
Like that type of close knit, but like we're like macro family, it wasn't like that. So even though there are a ton of family members, we're not close with them. It was just like our family, like our core family unit was really tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
With you not being, you mentioned that like you were kind of not understanding of it. Did you ever kind of rebel against the family unit thing?
Yeah, especially like I didn't understand my mom being so committed to my dad, honestly. I was like, oh girl, this is deep. Oh my god. So like when I was in 7th grade, we moved into the shelter. We moved to Star of Hope. It was the women's shelter. So it was me, my mom, my brother, and my sister. And so, you know, obviously my dad wasn't there because it's the women's shelter. And it was just for financial reasons. It wasn't anything else. And so like our home was getting foreclosed on, etc. So he was trying to save the house, and there was just like, that was the best move for us to make. So that's what my mom made. But at the same time, she would like make us go with my dad on the weekends. I was like, sis, first of all, I got a little situation over here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to go back over there and whatever. But she was like very, you know, like, no, you're going to see your dad. Like, if I'm mad at your dad, then I'm mad, but like not you. And, you know, fast forward, et cetera, and that's just like what it was. And so I get it now, but like when I was younger, I definitely was like, I don't want to go. Like, I'm gonna stay with you. She's like, girl, bye. Like, you know what I mean?
Get this cargo.
Go with your dad. So
Do you maintain a positive relationship with him now?
Oh yeah, so like after the shelter, because you can only be there at that time, it was a year max. So we were there almost a year, and after that, our family unit came back together, and they've just been living together ever since.
Oh,
so
yeah, shout to them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Do you feel like the shelter experience like was traumatizing for you, or do you feel like you were emotionally prepared for something like that?
I don't like the word trauma. Like I don't know. Like it was definitely a different. It was a different experience for sure. But like I would say that my mom did her best to prepare us for like what we were doing. Like, she got the calendar out. She was like, we're going to be here for this amount of days. Mark the days off, whatever. I got to be like a staticky 12-year-old, 13-year-old, like just do regular things. I was going to a private school at the time. Like I was saying, I was bused out to Vanguard School. Well, then after that, I went to private school. And there was obviously, I was going to get transferred to Ryan. I was going to go to Ryan. And then I got zoned somewhere else, so then it was like, fine, you're going to Cullen. But either way, you were not going to continue to go to St. Anne's, where the tuition at that time was almost as much as like U of H was. Like, it's just like it's not going down for you, ladies. So, you know, you're going to switch, you're going to move. So she was trying to prepare me for that. And then some angel investor came and like let me, you know, paid for me to stay. And so like that type of thing, that's the only, like, people like that are the reason why I was able to like maintain some type of normalcy. Like I didn't have to switch schools in the middle of the year and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I was like prepared for that. It's not, you know, and my mom did a great job, like I said, but I mean, it's still very different. I mean,
it's
still sheltered.
But it didn't change things for you dramatically moving forward. You kind of still got to follow a path that your mother had already been planning for you. For me, I ended up in I was adopted at 16 months old. My parents were crack addicted, and I went with my aunt. And when I was in the first grade, for classes, I would go to fifth grade for everything that was everything. So, and then I got transitioned to a gifted and talented school.
All right, GT.
And at 7 years old, my mother came back and adopted, got us all back. Not adopted, but she came back and got us all back. When I was with my aunt, I was on the straight and narrow. I mean, I probably would have been on scholarship, out of school early, all of that good stuff. But once my mother came and got me, that all went down the drain. Like, environment. She couldn't even get me to go to school sometimes. So yeah, for you to have, I feel like community and family and having those people around, even if sometimes y'all don't like each other, you know what I'm saying? It is important to hold on to. Even, you know, as an adult, we should try and focus on building those relationships. And I think it's important. I know one thing that I used to do, I held on so tightly to relationships that I built with significant others. The idea of building a relationship.
It's like during the club. We have meetings every Tuesday and Wednesday.
You know, and to me it's very important to, if I'm going to have sexual relationships with you, you must be someone that you're gonna be around forever, period.com. If like there's no reason I should share myself with you if we can't make it beyond at this point, you know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people, so when I see people are like, oh, you can't be friends with your ex and blah 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 blah, I'm like, that doesn't even work for me. But yeah, so I think that's one thing I've had a problem with, building relationships outside of that, which I'm now, after going through therapy and all that good stuff, have now
therapy.
That's what got me like, we should create Unpacking for other people so that they can find out the beauty of people of color, the beauty of releasing those mental traumas, letting them go. You know, I got that opportunity in therapy, and I want other people to take this community.
To speak to the therapy piece and like mental health in general, like, it's interesting. Diet definitely has a lot to do with where your head is at.
That's
right?
True.
Like, it definitely does. All that being said, you can't like eat healthy your way out of past trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't eat like 12 salads and I'm like, oh cool, I'm good with my abandonment issues now. Like, I had a green juice. I don't care about that anymore. I don't feel neglected.
You're still vegan and toxic.
You're vegan and toxic.
That's hilarious.
It's funny because it's true. So like, it's cool that people are moving forward in these ways of health. Like, there's mind, body, spirit, right? So that's like 1/3 of the things that you can do to help deal with your health in general. But like if you miss the mind piece, you're just gonna be kind of running in place and do stuff. I'm talking about myself now. Do stuff like, okay, well, Jameson is technically vegan. So I'm gonna kill these drinks. Like, what's up? Like, let's go. Like, I was like, and I'll be thin. And like body dysmorphia issues, like all types of stuff, like that you just don't deal with if you are like trying to overcompensate in one area. So like with veganism though, because I just chose the diet part of health to try to fix first. Then it was like, okay, well, like my mind, something's happening with how I'm processing stuff, because like it's not maybe the best idea, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still like justifying that and making that work. And so my community was like very different. Like somewhere it was like the vegan community, right, which is very like crunchy, hippie, kind of whatever. And I was like, I don't really fit in here. And then the other part is like I was like in entertainment, like the music industry and everything like that, like working at House of Blues and whatever. And that is very different than like, you know, the peace and love. Like that's like hardcore. I'm going to dirt bar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like going balls to the wall. So like all of these different communities are like kind of like reflections of yourself. And so once you get out of your like space of like, well, I'm just like I'm not gonna go anywhere with it, like I'm just gonna keep to myself. The cool thing about the communities that you build is kind of like the reflections of yourself. So like now I really love what my community looks like. Yeah, like it's a beautiful thing, like my community, because like when I was doing yoga a lot, you know, like community's dope, like period. And this is like years ago, like, but it didn't necessarily always look like me.
True. Yeah.
And so I was like, or the things that I liked were like the novel thing.
Oh right, yeah.
It wasn't the standard. It was like the special night, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever, a special class or whatever. And that was my opinion. That's how I felt. That's how I
agree. I felt that
it.
way for a while.
And so like to have this vegan community feel the same way initially, these people are dope individuals. Like that's cool, but just like representation matters, I craved seeing myself. And this is like not even like super hotep or very woke, because I wasn't. Like I feel like I've moved that way now, but like initially I was about this turn up, like you know what I'm saying, I was trying to have fun. You know, I just don't want to kill animals anymore, like, you know, whatever, let's remove that. But other than that, I'm still pretty much the same. Like,
y'all can live, but I'm still gonna turn up.
Right. That's like, now we turn up together. You live, I live, everybody happy. Like that's what that was my mindset. So like now my community looks like, you know, like my sister. My sister's 22, 23. And like she's not 100% vegan, but like her thing has changed. Like the way she looks at food has changed. And like if you get people to just like at least see that they are in water, like then that whole your community can start to change. People dip in and dip out. Like these events that I have, you don't have to be vegan to come.
I sure ain't.
They're right. Like you don't
happy
have to be
on my bike, falling off and everything. Like let's go.
Well, we'll definitely exclude ourselves from something simply because we feel we don't fit in with what is the, I guess, what we would consider the preferred invited guest. So if you're having a vegan event, then if I'm not vegan, I'm not going. If we're having a steak night thing and you're vegetarian, you're more likely not going to show up. Not realizing, still missing out on networking opportunities and meeting cool people who can open your mind to some different things and stuff like that. So that's, you know, I've definitely been a victim of that myself. Like, I ain't gonna go to that. That's for these type of people.
That's for
this
them.
Type of stuff. Yeah, that's for them. They do this. So.
Like that's what I'm just like bringing this inclusivity, because it's like the preferred invited guest that I want it to be is people from the hood.
Yeah.
That like.
So
the crazy thing about that is, for me, I feel like that is so me. Well, was me. I literally have been in Houston since 2013, and I didn't step out to like go find new people and meet new people that look like me until 2018 last year. And now here I am trying to talk and give back to the community the things that I've experienced, and
it feels good.
Yeah, it feels phenomenal.
It feels good.
So I'm gonna ask you this question. We're gonna end on this note because
Okay.
I like this. This question was in my head from the beginning for some reason.
Oh, you were sitting on it?
I was sitting on it and I was like, I'm gonna ask this at the end. Because how long have you been vegan?
Since
Did I say vegan or vegan?
You did say vegan.
We won't judge you.
Vegan. Sorry, guys. Don't come for me.
The B is for big, thick.
There you go. Okay, 2 C's.
There you go.
2 C's.
I got to say
Okay.
order once. I
See?
like y'all.
Okay, so, how long have you been vegan?
Since 2014.
So 2014. So
Yes.
if you could go back before you were vegan and tell yourself something that would change your life, what would it be?
That would change my life.
That would change. Like you think that would ultimately, drastically alter the course of your life. What would it be?
I would have said, like, don't wait for people to understand what you're doing.
Okay.
A word.
I just missed out on money like that. Like, people can think whatever they want to think. Like, Victoria be on that other stuff. You know what I mean? But, like, it's whatever. But the money I missed out on, like the Bitcoin thing, I was on that, like, way before.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, blockchain, that's going to be...
NPR
that's
had
what's
told
up.
me about that.
Yeah, like, a long time ago. I think I said, like, for my 28th birthday, I wanted Bitcoin. Or something like that. I'm 32 now, by the way.
See, that
and
vegan
so-
keep you looking young. I thought she was in her 20s.
Right? Definitely.
All
Oh, show.
Vegan don't crack.
Especially if you're black on top of that.
Oh,
It's like
a bonus.
melanin. Oh my
It's
god.
like the Nutella, like is
cheat
Nutella
code.
vegan?
It's not. We're gonna
God.
get you there. We're gonna get you there, friend.
Jesus. All right.
Everybody's gonna be
I'm
for
gonna
real
eat rice.
now.
But yeah, so like the Bitcoin investment, I was just like, but everybody think I'm kind of like doing the most. So I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Missed out on shmonies.
Shmoney.
We can still do it now, but like it's not the same.
Yeah.
That wave that
The cost is there,
came
too.
and went. If you would have sold, you would have made like actual dollars, like whatever. Okay, cool. So then more recently, like when these plant-based options came out, Beyond Meat, Impossible
Right.
Burger, when they went public, kind of like being a laggard on that. When it's like it's literally putting your money where your mouth is, right? Like if you believe in dairy so much, go invest in dairy. Right?
Yeah.
And just to get back to the money piece, right? The financial part. If whatever you believe in, those companies are probably public, and you can like invest in that.
Apple.
Right. Buy even just one. It's probably all
Yeah,
I
it's a
can
bit-
afford.
Factual and factual, but
Yeah, so like I put in my money where my mouth is. So now I'm like betting on myself, like with my business and everything that I'm setting up, like literally putting my money where my mouth is and where my beliefs are, and just like betting, literally, that this is gonna catch.
calculated risk.
Yeah.
So we've really enjoyed having you here.
Thanks, guys.
I'm much more intrigued about doing this vegan thing again. At first, I was a little apprehensive, but
See, I'm
now I feel like I
looking-
got a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more wealth, and knowledge in here that I can go forth and eat Oreos and almond milk, and my dipping time will change.
There we go. That's all I ask.
So can you tell the people again what your Instagram handles, any
all the
social media,
things?
all the things, so
All right,
they can
great,
follow you
great,
in all
great.
this greatness.
Well, you know what is interesting, friends? Texas Go Vegan Week is like
Now.
right now. So October
I didn't know
1st through October 7th is Texas Go Vegan Week. And so like every day I'm posting like my favorite spot that you could go get delicious vegan food at.
Okay.
So my handle is at Third Coast Vegan, like spelled out THIRD. That's because I come from the Third Coast, and I'm vegan, so I feel like
So, it's gonna go up on the screen. You'll probably see right here like Third Coast Vegan.
That's
We'll
me.
put it up there. Y'all be able to go follow her, check her out because she dope. She dope.
there you go. There you go.
I'm rocking with it.
You rock with it. Everybody love it.
We appreciate you for being here on Unpacking, where we unlearn what's unhealthy with Just Fresh. Because we didn't even introduce ourselves.
Right,
We just want to get right into it. We were just vibing. We didn't even think about it. Like,
very
I'm Just Fresh.
excited.
You know what I'm saying? This is Third Coast Vegan. Victoria. This is dairy and over here.
I'm
You know,
the
but
credit
it be
caterer.
like this. Sometimes
Yeah,
people just have a good vibe. You don't even be thinking about all the technicalities and all that. But
Vibrate higher.
That's a whole
you have to
nother
check out
thing.
this Texas Go Vegan Week.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure
Now,
I follow
won't be
her.
them by the time you see this, but y'all can follow already.
Yeah. Or get ready for next year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that
Just do it the
transition
next
right
day.
there.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it. Yeah.
I'm talking about
Next
keep
year, you
pushing.
never
Keep
know.
pushing it. Keep your foot on their necks. Is that how they say? Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep
Put
a
the
foot
apply
on- feet
pressure.
on
You know, like
necks.
everybody know.
Yeah.
Just, like I say, think
But like
consciously
in a-
about what you eat and things of that nature.
Yeah. Enjoy the water.
There we go. We'll end on that.
I love it.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Oh, you go.